The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Good Sunday evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Dirt Racing Network in our live coverage of the MARS Pavement Late Model Series. Season finale for the mini-series today. These drivers are going to start going on an every other Sunday basis from here on out. This wraps up their 5-week mini-season. We have got about 14 drivers, which has been about the average, 14 to 16. These guys have been doing about that many each and every week. They had a few more for the big 1 mile race that happened back at Milwaukee 3 weeks ago. We're taking a look right now at the 16 of Marvin Turnmeyer. Picked up a win this season. So has Peter Brees. Brees right here in the 74 car. We know the driver's coming back on June the 4th, and it will be the 4th, the 18th, and then I believe it's like July the 1st behind that. Or July the 2nd, one or the other. There's a look at the 21 of Garrett Boyd rolling out. Boyd had the race at Milwaukee, won in a late pit stop. Really kind of sealed the deal and sealed his fate. Not being able to pick up that win. 46 of John Brunner on track, making some laps. We'll see a couple of heat races and then our feature to finish things up. We'll talk to a couple of drivers at the end of the night. So Dean Gagliano is around somewhere, but I haven't seen him in the server as of yet. There he is. He just popped in. So we're going to have 15 drivers tonight. Be sure you shout out in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. If you got a favorite driver you're cheering for, let us know who that is. Make sure that we can see and hear everything correctly, guys. If the engine sounds get too loud, just let me know. I don't think we're going to have a problem. I think I finally got most of the levels set pretty good. Only a couple of cars out making laps at the moment. Almost everybody else on pit road getting ready for that last 90 seconds to tick off and qualifying to start. I'm not able to show you any of the new branding as this weekend was not good for me to get on the computer and work on anything, so I didn't have time to complete it. It is very close. We will be keeping DRN as a affiliate too. Digital Sim Sports Network, but right now we are just going to cover some dirt racing, some pavement racing until we can finalize some deals to get some other sim sports broadcasting on the service. But everything kind of going that way. Just about 30 seconds remaining. 07. He's the quickest in the session night right now. That's Wesley Whitfield. And the Bondurant Brothers machine out there. Chase Lewis. 35 cars. Got about the same time. They go down to about the thousandths of a second before they break. And that's what puts Whitfield at the top. Session winding out. Everybody getting ready to go out and do their qualifying. That'll break us up into some heat races. Couple of heat races this evening, and then we will get to our season finale feature. We'll try to focus on as many drivers as we can for the qualifying session. It'll go by pretty fast, so. Connor Doherty, the 17 car, first to roll out. Whitfield just rolled out behind him. These guys all have a couple of laps, but they will kind of go out at the same time, so we'll flick around. We'll watch different drivers here. We'll get on Rundle's car. We'll try to get to Boyd. We'll get to Whitfield. Turnmeyer. See the 17. Now you can see the 07 about the same time rolled out. Turnmeyer is already heading into turn number 1 here. Turnmeyer been very quick each and every week and has gotten himself into a couple of bad situations, which has really more than likely kept him from winning more races. He has 1 victory this season so far. Whitfield, 22.95. Currently the quickest runner. 23.03. There goes Lewis. Chase Lewis. Marvin Turnmeyer instantly jumps to the top, 22.82. Garrett Boyd right there at 22.82 as well as we're looking right now at Lewis's cars. He's going to come out of 4. Final time, we'll see if he can jump to the top of the pylon. And he does, 22.81, so just barely nicking it. And then right away, Turnmeyer goes right back to the top. Boyd did not improve. He'll stay 3rd. Johnson, Hunter Johnson, up to the 4th spot. Andrew Perry at 33 machine, 5th quickest. Let's go watch Branham and Ronald Branham shutting it down there out of turn 2. I think he got out of shape through turns 1 and 2. Here's Reed Reynolds. You got the left sides down on the apron. That'll loosen the car up a little bit, and you can see that 4-wheel drift. I think he'll have another shot here. Nope, this is his second lap. First lap, 22.98, and his second lap. I don't know with that slip. I don't know if he's going to be quicker or not. No, he is not going to move, although he does go a tick quicker. So right now, Michael Lemanchik, the only car that hasn't taken time. Perry stopping down here on the backstretch. Rundle will roll into pit road. So Michael Lemanchik, the only car not having taken time. They'll divide them up into heat races. We'll bring them out and they'll race for their starting spots in tonight's feature race. All right, so we are dividing them up into the heats, just like I thought, a little bit of a snaky split here. And this is how they're going to line up for heat number one. It's going to be Wes Whitfield, the 07 car on pole. You have the 12 of Hunter Johnson to his outside. Your second row inside is going to be the 21 of Garrett Boyd. And he'll have Marvin Turnmeyer in the 16 on the outside. It's a lot of fast cars in this one. There's Peter Brees. He'll start the 74 car in the 5th spot. John Brunner in that 6th spot in the 46 machine. Connor Doherty will be back here. And these guys kind of moving around on me a little bit, so it's kind of hard to see. He'll have that 17 car ready to roll out in the 7th spot. And then Michael Lemanchik going to start dead last in this one. He'll start outside that 4th row, but he did put the 70 car out on the grid. They're going to be getting ready to go green here. Johnson. That 12 car has been quick in a lot of the previous races and just not had any finishes to speak of. It looks like we're going to go around one more time. You can see all the body panels have been taped up, taped over, replaced on the 12 car. When we started the season, that car looked pretty fresh and pretty new. And he keeps having to put new pieces and parts on. That's why not all of it matches, and some of the graphics are gone. All right, ready to go green here. Heat race number one, final night. The mini-season of the MARS Pavement Series. Good start for Whitfield. Boyd wasting no time. Going to show him the nose. Didn't quite get it there, but Whitfield kind of up the hill. Now cuts it down. Boyd may have a run out of 2. Boyd's going to pull alongside. We're going to have a battle for the lead on the very first lap, getting into 3 and 4. Boyd got a little free on the entry. Whitfield will lead the first lap. Johnson and Turnmeyer sitting right there. They want these two to sort it out. Maybe they can go on the offensive as well. They're going to stay side by side. Front 2 rows into 3 and 4. Lap number 2. This time coming out of the corner, I think Garrett Boyd has the advantage. He gets to the line first that time. Now they'll single file through the front 2. Now Turnmeyer and Johnson are side by side. Turnmeyer is going to go right after Whitfield. Whitfield staying in that middle groove. He's kind of making it work, except for Boyd. He's been able to make that work. I don't think he's going to be able to stay there long, and Turnmeyer is going to go right by him as well. Peter Reese looking back there in the 5th spot. And Reese is going to work to the inside of this group. Good action the first heat race here at Richmond. It's a big, wide track. Not a ton of speed, but the cars can get a little skaty, and if you're overdriving, you can definitely lose a lot more spots than you can gain, that's for sure. Boyd is checking out. He's 3/4 of a second ahead. Now Turnmeyer is going to clear Whitfield into the 2nd spot. And Whitfield got to get run out of the corner. pulled back alongside. Whitfield's just stuck up there in the top, and it's actually kind of working, but I think it's a matter of time. The next couple of laps, he might end up fourth in this deal here. Now pulls it down. He gets on the inside lane in third, right in front of Johnson. Boyd checking out front. Garrett Boyd. 2 to go, the signal from the starter stand. Go back here and watch this battle. This is second, third, fourth, and fifth. These guys all pretty tight. Get back here to Peter, to John Brunner in that 6th spot all by himself, and then Doherty and Lemanchik bringing up the rear of the field. But the white flag out for the 21 car of Garrett Boyd, heat number 1. If he can keep it square for about 2 more corners here and 1 straightaway, he should be able to pick up the win. That'll give him a pretty decent starting spot for tonight's feature race. And Garrett Boyd will win Heat 1. Turnmeyer second. Whitfield, Johnson, Brees your top 5. Then Brunner, Doherty, and Lemanchik rounding things out. We'll get ready to go to the lineup for Heat 2 here. This is how they'll grid out. And it'll be the 43 of Reed Rundle on the pole, and he'll have Andrew Perry in the 33 next to him. Darren Page will drive the 51 car, start on the inside of row number 2. He'll have Chase Lewis in the 35 on his outside. Terry Dahl, the 53 car, 3rd row inside next to Dean Gagliano. Gagliano drives the 34, and Brad Brenham will bring up the rear of the second heat in the 01 machine. See if they give these guys a couple of pace laps here as well. Hi, Kathy. How are you? All right, one more time around, and then that blue start zone you see on the inside right there will be where our pole sitter gets us going. Pace car will have gotten out of the way. Final heat race of the evening. Get done with this. The guys will get down here and get ready to go with the feature. We will try desperately to find out what the invert looks like, if they're even going to have one for the season finale. Pace cars out of the way. Green flags in the air, and Rundle kind of sleeping there on the start. He was in the starting zone, just didn't go, and he's going to let everybody stay right on top of him, getting into 1 and 2. Perry even on the outside, coming out of turn 2. They're going to touch. That's going to get Rundle loose. Perry going to have a good advantage getting down in here to 3 and 4. And he's going to have some work to do. He wants to retake the front spot here. Lewis has jumped cleanly into 3rd, and it's a little ways back to Page. Page had a slip out of turn 2, just off screen. You can see her leaders really getting roughed. Now Page is going to go sideways. He's going to fall to the back. Probably able to keep that going. They'll keep us green here, but up front there was a little contact, and Rundle got out of shape again, and that opened the door for Andrew Perry. And now Rundle going to try to go back on the bottom in 1 and 2. Good, that car loose. Now he makes contact. Goodbye, Reed Rundle. He may keep it out of the fence, but he's going to fall all the way to the back. Lewis is going to pick up 2nd. Gagliano to 3rd. Dahl to 4th. Branham to 5th. Rundle did catch a little bit of fence at the right rear corner. You can see it's pushed around a little bit. He gets away in at the 6th spot. And there was just too much contact going on up front between the 43 and the 33. Something had to give. And it ends up being the 43 machine. But Perry, excuse me. Perry's got some company. Lewis thought he was going to take a peek getting into turn 3 right there. He will not. We'll go on board and see what he's doing here. Right alongside, going to show him the nose. He's going to get to the inside. Nose to the door. He's got the line. Can he hold onto it getting off the corner? They're going to stay side by side. And now Lewis will surge ahead. Half a car now. Will it be a full car down the back stretch? Not quite. Perry had a good run out of 2. They're going to come to the 2 to go circle. And Chase Lewis clears Perry coming out of 4. Car looks loose on entry. He really had to fight to get that thing to go close to the bottom. He didn't quite get it there. Perry was going to have a good opportunity to stick the nose down in there and maybe move him up in 3 and 4. Thanks for letting us know, Velix. White flag on heat number 2. Lewis and Perry are way out in front, 3 1/4 seconds. So this is our battle. And Perry with a slip out of 2. That probably seals the deal unless he bonsais 3 and 4. I don't think he's going to do that. He's going to wait for our feature to get a little more aggressive. Lewis will win it. Perry second. Gagliano is going to come home in 3rd. Dalford, Branham 5th. Rundle after his spin 6th. And Page about half a track behind. He'll round the field out. So our heat races are done. Let's do something. Let's do something fun. Let's see if we can jinx somebody. He always loves to get interviewed right before we go to the feature. Anyway, Reed Rundle, you got a copy?
I do, sir. What's up?
All right, man. Season finale here, and it looks like this is going to turn into a permanent situation. We're going to do every other week. What are we doing tonight? What is our invert going to be tonight? Who do you have as the points leader going into this thing?
Points leader coming into this was Peter Brees, but we really weren't doing much with points on this. I mean, yes, we are doing it, but not really that worried about points for this season for the test series. Invert will be just the top 4, 2 heats. So basically, you'll see the front 2 rows drop back behind the next 2 rows, and that's the way we're going to do it, at least moving forward. If we get 4 heats, that's the designated situation of having the top 2 in each heat being part of the invert.
All right, well, a little bit of contact during your heat race there. You got the short end of the stick. Do we have more of that to look forward to in the feature tonight?
I don't know. It was me. I got a little bit loose, and I didn't want to come up and completely door them. So, it was all on me. Andrew and I have raced very clean and next door to each other, quite a bit. So that was on me. Hopefully we don't have a whole lot of it in the feature, but we'll see. Got a good crew of 16 guys, a couple new guys tonight, so hopefully everybody keeps their nose clean.
Well, it looks like the guy in the middle loses the advantage on the entry, but he gains a little bit of an advantage on the exit, and it's making it a little more difficult for guys to pass each other. Is that what's going to lead to some contact possibly?
Well, yeah, especially if you do like I did and you get a little loose and then you try to catch it. That just depends on who can keep that run off. If you keep the car straight coming off the corner, obviously that's the way to do it. But if you start to get that rear end coming around and then you got to kind of chase it, it'll hurt you a little bit too.
All right, man. Well, thanks for chatting with us. Thanks for all the intel. We'll look forward to seeing what the 43 car can do coming from the back in the future.
Yeah, we'll give it a shot. You never know. Have a good night.
Reed Rundle, series admin, and pretty good little shoe out there. He's done very well this season, and he's got a series started that looks like it's going to take off and hang on for a while. So just waiting for the time to run out. What are the 3 drivers, Velix? Shoot the numbers up there in the chat so everybody can see. I'm sure the 12 is one of those. I would imagine the 51 is one of those. I, for the life of me, couldn't pull the 3rd one out if I tried. All right, last few seconds here. We're going to get ready for a feature, like he said. 4 cars inverts. That means your 2 winners are going to start in row 2, and your 2 second-place drivers are going to start on their respective front rows. Heat 1 to the inside, Heat 2 to the outside. Page, okay, well, there we go. That is the 51, and Connor Doherty, the 17 car. Okay, well, that makes everything perfectly clear. Now we know who the drivers are. Let's look at the starting grid here as we get ready to kick this off. And I don't know what this invert is, but this is crazy. Terry Dahl and Hunter Johnson shown on that front row. And Gagliano and Whitfield in row 2. Perry and Turnmeyer row 3. Lewis and Boyd row 4. Brees and Branham row 5, and Brunner and Rundle in row 6. Doherty and Page making up row 7, and Lemanchik's making up the back. So maybe it was an 8-car invert. Maybe he just forgot. I know they set it up for 8. And they may shift these guys around here when they get ready to roll off and move row 3 and row 4 up to row 1 and row 2. If they do not, then Johnson giving a big gift right there. And it looks like they are going to scooch these guys up a ways. So yeah, Turnmeyer and Perry look like they are going to go to the front row. And a couple of teammates heading up there, and then you'll see Chase Lewis should come up to the inside of this second row right next to Garrett Boyd. Doesn't look like the Lewis is going to head up there. I don't really know what's going on. Looks like maybe Terry Dahl's going to end up starting in that spot. Lights are off on the pace vehicle, so I know we're getting ready to go green. They're going to scooch the rows up, so it looks like Terry Dahl going to start inside row number 2. Gagliano inside row number 3, and then Lewis back inside row number 4. And he should have been 2 rows ahead of that, but probably bad communication between race control and the driver. Driver maybe not having his radio on or not able to hear it. So we'll go green for 30 laps here. We'll get down here a little bit closer. We're going to watch the 2 leaders and your 3rd place car for sure. And Turnmeyer got a little out of shape. He's going to allow Boyd to get to the inside. And I don't know, maybe the teammates didn't work a strategy out where they could let each other get single file real quick. Lap 1. It's going to go to the 33 of Perry. Now Turnmeyer was really trying to take a look down low. He got the door shut on him pretty quick by the 21 of Boyd. Boyd with a 4-wheel drift coming out of turn 2 and didn't lose much speed. It's going to be Hunter Johnson in the 4th spot and Wesley Whitfield in that 5th spot. Side-by-side battle between Dahl and Lewis for 6th and 7th. And Lewis now going to take 6th over. They're going to get single file back to the top 2. Ooh, Gagliano and Brees had contact getting into one. Neither car wrecked. But right front to left rear corner contact, and it could have been disastrous for them and everybody behind it. Let's go back and check on the front. Boyd having problems. He's going to find the wall out of 4. Turnmeyer going to be able to drive to the inside. And Boyd is going to need to check it down and get to the bottom. That 21 car just out of shape right now. Andrew Perry, half a second in front. We're going to complete lap number 4, work on lap number 5 here. Let's go back and check on Lemanchik. Staying in touch with everybody. There's Connor Doherty right in front of him. That's 14. Branham in the 13th spot right behind Page. Page running 12th. 46 of Brunner. That is 11th. And then 10th place, Reed Rundle. He's picked up 2 spots since the start. He's trying to work his way around Peter Brees. We just watched Brees and Gagliano going at it from 9th a minute ago. The right front corner. I told you there was right front to left rear contact between the 74 and the 34. And you can see the right front pushed in just a little bit. Don't know if that'll affect the handling on that car. Shouldn't on such a short track, but it might. We'll get back towards the front here. Turnmeyer trying to reel his teammate in. 21 of Boyd still very wiggly coming out of the corners. The right rear, he's driving that car completely off the right rear on exit. And caution for the first time, Lemanchik and Doherty look like they're going to have an issue. Lemanchik in on the bottom. This is turns 1-2. Oh, Doherty got loose, and Lemanchik really didn't have anywhere to go. He tried to miss him. So some contact for Doherty, and he is still sitting still back here. Let's see if there's much in the way of damage. Yeah, a little left front seems to be pushed in at least a tad, and maybe the toe is knocked out of that 17 car just a little bit. So that'll slow things down with 23 laps to go. It'll only slow it down briefly, though, as the drivers are already getting doubled up for the restart. Looks like the lights are off on our pace vehicle. He'll make a hard left turn down here in 3 and 4. Perry and Turnmeyer on the front row. And once again, Boyd right up beside Turnmeyer. And Perry got a good start. Turnmeyer did not get as good a start. Looks like Whitfield, he was quickest in the practice session. He's going to get right behind Boyd. Caution. This time I think Branham, the 01 car, is going to have a problem. He and Lemanchik side by side. Lemanchik has a lot of front end damage. Oh yeah, those two are just going to get hooked up. And that is going to crush the suspension on the right front. It's going to knock the front end off of the 01 car. And Branham will take that machine straight to the pit box and probably straight to the trailer. So we didn't even get a lap in there. We barely got through turns 1 and 2 with the leaders, and we're right back under caution. So only one lap clipped off. Perry, Turnmeyer, Boyd, Whitfield, and Hunter Johnson are the top 5 right now. Lewis, Gagliano, Dahl, Brees, and Rundle for your top 10. Page, Runner, Doherty, and Lemanchik rounding out the cars. Still on track as Branham's car. Still on pit road. Still looks like it's getting worked on. He may not make it back up. And I saw the right front dangling around on that thing when it was up in the air, so I don't think they're going to be able to fix that and get him back on track at all.
Green flag, green flag.
And once again, green flag in the air. Boyd is getting really good starts behind Perry. This time, able to stay alongside, following in the tire tracks of the 33 car. Turnmeyer on the outside, fighting hard to keep Boyd down and not give him enough room to exit in a good, orderly fashion to get a little bit of extra momentum. He might go after the leader right here as he got a good run out of 4. And Boyd, right rear, he is just driving that car off the right rear, trying to make that right rear tire really angry. This time, it's going to cost him. Turnmeyer drove it in, slid the whole car up the hill. And Turnmeyer will stay there into 1 and 2. Perry. liking what he's seeing in the mirror, side-by-side racing, and that's going to give him a chance to scoot away a couple extra car lengths. Inside 20 to go. Johnson still sitting there in the 4th spot. He's got Whitfield tucked in tight behind him, and here comes Lewis. Lewis in that 6th spot. He needs to start picking cars off. He's going to get to the front. Now Turnmeyer inches ahead going into 3 and 4. He'll stay in that spot, and he'll have 2nd away from Boyd. Boyd's going to stay pinned on the outside. Hunter Johnson now makes the move. Trying to bring the 12th car to a podium spot. And Whitfield is going to fall right in his tire tracks. He's got to get up there close so he can keep the door open. Otherwise, Boyd is liable to slam that shut. And Turnmeyer trying to keep Boyd from making inroads on the top, is almost opening things up and giving Hunter Johnson a chance to get there. Getting down to turn 3, and Johnson does put the nose to the inside. So another battle for 2nd, the battle for 4th. Looks like Whitfield and Lewis are going to get around Boyd. It's just a matter of time. Johnson into 1 and 2, slides it up the hill, right rear, got a little free right there. Now Turnmeyer is going to have the advantage as you saw that 12 car wiggling all around. Looks like Whitfield is going to get around Boyd, and Lewis is going to try to hold him open. We were halfway of that time around, and Perry's got 9/10 of a second. And you can see them all heading down the backstretch. 1st, 2nd, and 3rd single filed out. The battle is 4th and 5th side by side. And Boyd hanging on to the outside pretty good. Whitfield's not able to clear. Now Boyd, with a good run down the backstretch, will clear and get back into the 4th spot, and he will put Lewis and Whitfield side by side. Lewis is up on the top now. Johnson hasn't given up on the battle for 2nd yet. Last couple 2 or 3 laps, they have closed in about a 10th on Andrew Perry. And he opens it back up another half a 10th. Johnson thinking about taking the look. Got it down to the inside, coming out of 2 at Turnmeyer. Just too much momentum. So he's able to run a little bit straighter exit line, really get the throttle all the way down. Boyd now closing back in on this battle. He made the top work to take 4th. Can he make the top work to take 3rd and maybe even 2nd again? Laps are going to run down quick. We're going to be at 10 to go this time. Andrew Perry back out to almost 9/10 of a second. Turnmeyer blinked. Lewis got around Whitfield. He's in the mix here. Here's the battle for 3rd. As we stay focused on the 12 of Johnson. Here comes Boyd in the 21. And Lewis is tucked right behind. Boyd got a little out of shape. Boyd's going to get some help. And he's going to go around. Really wasn't a whole lot that Lewis could do right there. It just... it looked like Boyd got down, got the car just a little loose as the left front got down on the flat. He was trying to gather it up, and he had to roll off the throttle. Didn't hit anything. But that'll give us a short break here and a little bit of a chance to breathe. Boyd now catching up to the back of the field here. So Perry, Turnmeyer, Johnson, Lewis, Whitfield, Brees, Gagliano, Rundle, Page, Dahl, Brunner, Lemanchik, and Boyd. 13 cars still on track. Doherty and Branham both out currently. And we'll get down here, see if we can get a look. Yeah, a lot of damage on that 17 car. So. Short sprint to the end. Well, Ty, he is up there challenging for one of the podium spots. It looks like we're going to double them back up. And that'll put Perry and Turnmeyer on the front row. Johnson and Lewis in row 2. Whitfield and I believe Peter Brees will be in row number 3. All right, pace car should duck off right about here. And Johnson's not really tucked in there. Lewis is going to get jacked under the back. That's going to turn the front of the field.
Caution is out. Caution is out.
And we were watching it when it happened, but we'll go back and watch it again. You can see Perry starts to go, and I think Lewis sees that. And then Perry kind of checked it again. And Turnmeyer didn't go. He didn't even have a chance to go. So that is going to shake a few things up. And I don't know who's going to have the point when we get back around to this thing. It could be Perry. I'm not sure who has the point now. All those guys spun, so they will all end up probably going to the back because they were part of the wreck. I don't know where the pace car is. There it is, and there goes Turnmeyer past it. So see if Johnson has to go around the pace car as well. His right front crushed all the way in. Back of the car's got some bent up stuff. It looks like Johnson is going to be the first car told to hold behind the pace car. So the two cars at the front both have right front damage. Gagliano's got right front damage. Rundle might be the first car that doesn't have any damage at all. He's the outside of row 2. It looks like that car's pretty clean. And then the 51 of Darren Page behind him doesn't look like he has much in the way of damage. We still have a handful of laps left for this, so this could get interesting. Let everything sort out. Turnmeyer is taking the 16 car in to see if maybe they can pull that right front fender out a little bit. He's got nothing to lose as he's at the back of the field anyway. Boyd is back here. Brunner is back here. Whitfield's back here. Perry is at the back. And Perry, only thing he did was really kind of herky-jerk the start just a tiny bit. And he got tapped in the right rear by his teammate getting turned from the outside. And he ends up with some right front damage. And then Lewis, who got into the back of Turnmeyer, kind of initiated all that contact. He's the one that's going to be pretty much dead on the field. Turnmeyer's car is back on track. They did get a little bit of the damage fixed, but he's going to be way, way back in this one. So a wonky start. Yeah, this time we're going to get just a little bit cleaner start. Oh, Peter Brees misses a shifter, blew the motor. One or the other. Brees's car, he blew the motor on that thing. Hunter Johnson is going to have a huge lead getting down the back stretch. Coming to 7 to go. Reed Rundle and Dean Gagliano kind of arguing over second and third. And Rundle's trying to make the outside work. Down to the hill right alongside. Rundle's going to pick it up. He's going to have second. Gagliano will settle into third. Darren Page is in behind that, and Garrett Boyd is in fifth. That looks like Terry Dahl in the sixth spot. But right now, Johnson got a good restart. It doesn't look like the damage is hurting the car a ton. We'll see. It was half a second that time by at the line, and we'll see if Rundle can continue to clip that off. He's going to have to go pretty quick. He needs to pick up about a tenth a lap here. Yeah, he's getting it there, too. He's got almost 2/10 that lap. 22.8 to a 22.7. Or 23 flat to a 22.8 that time there. Fastest lap. 22.8 to 22.7. And Rundle's going to get there. Can he make the pass? Good run out of 4. He's going to move to the inside. 1 and 2. Inside 4 to go. Can Rundle complete the pass? Side by side. 3 and 4 may be where we see what the 12 car has left. Way up the hill this time. Now Rundle should be able to put the rear bumper in the front. 3 to go. New leader, 43 car. Reed Rundle. Johnson back to second. Gagliano hanging on. But Boyd got around Page, and Boyd is going to make a charge to get on the podium as well. We'll be down to 2 to go this time. And with a quarter-second lead, we're going to watch the battle for the final podium spot. Rundle and Johnson 1-2. Now Boyd moves to the inside, down into 1 and 2. Oh, Gagliano got loose and a little bit of contact. Oh, boy. Oh, and then Garrett Boyd just gets pummeled right there. I think Chase Lewis may have crashed before this. Oh, that car got way out of shape coming out. Yeah, he drew the caution because there was a car behind him. So that'll shake things up. Boyd just got hammered. Go and watch Garrett Boyd here as he was working on third. Gagliano gets a little loose, kind of hooks him with the right rear. He gets clipped there and then just gets pummeled by Whitfield. Whitfield didn't have anywhere to go. The car was going off to the left and then it suddenly shot back to the right. So Gagliano, left front is all towed out. Right front is damaged pretty good. It's going to shake some things up. We're going to have a 2-lap shootout here. Rundle's out in front. Johnson's second. Page is third. Dahl, Brunner, Perry, Turnmeyer. Boyd's still out there. You got about half the field in the pits now. It's Whitfield. He just straight up T-boned Boyd. Boyd just riding along there and got right hooked a little bit. Then got turned back across the field, and he got hit pretty good in that door. We've kind of seen it all night. The cars can get pretty squirrely from the center out, especially if you get the throttle back to them a little bit too early. Hot tires. This is a very hard tire. Doesn't wear a lot, but it does take a lot of heat. And the racing surface can really let you lose grip pretty quick. So we're going to see on the restart, there'll be 2 laps to go. See if Johnson can hold on to his second place spot. I'm sure he didn't want to see that caution because he definitely had second place in hand. I don't think he was going to make a run back at Rundle, but he definitely had second place in hand. And now Rundle gets a good start. We'll see. Johnson's going to be able to squeeze down quickly and get into second. Two teammates working it out. Turnmeyer's coming quick from behind. Turnmeyer's going to make a bid for third. White flag coming out. Page trying to keep the 51 car in control. Gives up third to Turnmeyer. Turnmeyer coming back strong after the heavy contact earlier. Back to the front now. It's going to be Reed Rundle if he can hang on for two more corners. Coming out of 3 and 4 to close the season. We haven't seen the 43 car in victory lane until now. Reed Rundle picking up the win. Hunter Johnson second. Marvin Turnmeyer will finish third. Brunner in fourth. And Perry will recover to fifth. But yard charging for the evening even. It's going to be that 43 car. Reed Rundle picked up 11 spots in his drive to the front. So let's get things started. We'll start this evening with third place driver. He is in the 16 car. Had some excitement about just past midway, and then makes a good recovery to get on the podium. Marvin Turnmeyer, how you doing, buddy?
Doing good, man. Just like to apologize to Andrew there. I jumped the start just a little bit, and when I checked up, it just created chaos behind us. And so that whole melee was on me. So apologize to all the guys. They got caught up in that mess. Happens to the best of us sometimes, I guess.
Well, it got kind of weird because it looked like maybe Andrew started to go. You took off, and then when you checked up for him, but you're the one calling it. So from your seat, it looked like maybe you did it yourself. That's kind of sucks for your teammate, but it's part of restarts, especially at a short track like Richmond. It would look like everybody was having problems finding grip out there, and the cars were really getting, I want to say, squirrely off the exits. It's a combination of this hard tire that takes a lot of heat and this old racetrack.
Definitely. It's definitely a game of throttle control on exit. Made it a lot of fun. I mean, you could really balance the car with your feet, kind of get it to do what you needed it to do. And you could, as you could tell from the broadcast, you could run all over the track, top, bottom, wherever you needed to run. And just searching for grip and where you can get the throttle down the best.
Well, this is going to close out the mini season. Give me your assessment and what you think the future looks like for this series when they go to an every other Sunday deal.
I mean, I think it looks bright. I think we got a lot of talented drivers in here. It's very super competitive. Really got to be on your game, and I think it's going to be a big good deal. Looking forward to it, and can't wait for it to get started. I believe it starts June 4th. So anybody that's watching, make sure you tune in for that. I think we'll have an even better season next season now that a lot of us have gotten to know each other and how to race around each other. I think it's going to be a fantastic show.
All right, man, give me some shout-outs, some thank yous, and we will let you celebrate a great recovery to a podium finish this evening.
Big shout-out to my teammate Andrew, Team 137, Reed for putting on the show, you for the broadcast, and Mom and Dad back home watching.
All right, Marvin, look forward to seeing you back next season, and we're looking forward to seeing the short track series as well.
Thanks, sir.
Marvin Turnmeyer going to finish third tonight. Let's move over here. Hunter Johnson actually finishing second this evening. We'll make him unmute his microphone. And we're going to talk about a couple of things here. But he comes home second. He had a tough run, had to lead for a little bit. Hunter,
yes,
feature
sir.
was kind of interesting out there tonight.
Oh, yeah, it for sure was.
You went to the front. And then you got run down from behind. But I got to ask you, first of all, through the whole season, you have not repainted that car. You just put new body panels on, and, man, does it show. Tell us about that and why you do it like that.
Well, so the first race, I think I got spun, or I spun myself, um, and I wanted to throw a paint on that resembled that. So then I was missing like a quarter panel, I think, the first race or the second race, and then the third race, um, I just kept having to replace things. So this time I had to put some duct tape on, duct tape some quarter panels, duct tape my number because if it's just going to get knocked off again, then why pay the money to put the whole wrap on? So we just put some duct tape numbers on and left it like that.
That sounds like a race car driver trying to ball on a budget, is what it sounds like.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, man, you had a good run tonight. Like I said, you got to the front, and then Rundle ran you down there. A little bit of damage on that right front corner. I'm sure that can just be pulled out. But overall, how was the feature this evening, and what do you think about the series going forward?
Well, so first off, I really love the series. Racing with great guys almost every week, you just can't go wrong with that. What was the other question? I'm sorry.
Tonight, the feature, how
Tonight, the car was phenomenal, first off. And I mean, again, it's a weird track. I'm not a big fan of this track. We ran practice, me and my team, we ran practice almost every day this week. And we was running fast lap times, but we could just not get it tonight. But, I mean, that's what you got to do, though.
Well, an awesome run, a fun season. We can't wait to see how you fix the car up for next season and see if maybe the 12 car can get himself back on the podium a few times. Give us some shout-outs and thank yous before we let you get out of here.
So first shout out, I want to thank Zeems. Zeems is a really big sponsor, as well as 007. 007 Designs. They are the ones that designed this car. And then Brianna Biffle, realtor. She's a realtor out of North Carolina, as well as Brendan's Little Dumper, which is her husband, and Dark Wolf Media. He does all of the pictures that my team needs, and we love it.
All right, man. Well, congrats on a good run tonight. We'll look forward to seeing you back next season.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Your second place finisher, Hunter Johnson, this evening. And we talked to the man up front. Obviously, we didn't jinx him too bad. Doesn't look like he's really got a scratch on that thing, and he picks up the win. Started in 12th, hard charger for the night, and comes home with the win, man. Tell us about your feature tonight, Reed Rundle.
Yeah, starting off where we did, I just wanted to try and stay clean, and that's what we did early in the race. I picked up, a couple positions, and not sure what happened. Talking with Marv, it looks like he had to check up, and he got lifted, and when you take out 4, 5, 6 of the front runner guys and it moved us up, we were lucky on that one. So sometimes it's good to be lucky as it is to be good. Richmond's always been one of my favorite tracks, so I was hoping for a good run, and obviously I was able to get it done, and we'll take it.
Yeah, it looked like everything was happening in front of you, and yet you managed to avoid all of the incidents for the whole evening, not a scratch. How do you pull that off when every other car out here has got damage?
Can I use the word experienced instead of old? Yeah, just trying to really keep my head clear, keep the nose clean, and I saw stuff happening, and you got to keep your fingers crossed that if you're on the brakes or making any kind of moves, that nobody behind you, piles into you. And I was lucky that guys didn't, and we were able to get it slowed down and kind of just work our way through it. So, like I said, we'll take it.
Well, we didn't see you on a victory circle until tonight, man. It took all 5 races to get you here. What do you think going into the next season? 43 car can improve on some of those finishes?
Yeah, with this being a test season and a bunch of new guys and stuff like that, I had bad luck in I think 2 races, and we ran okay in a couple other races. I think I was on the podium early in the season, and we were fast here. As we go into the quote real season and get things rolling with that, we'll just try to do the same as we do. Whether it's on dirt or asphalt, keep the nose clean and try and race clean and pick our battles and take the points as they will. And that's worked out pretty good for us over the past few years. So.
All right, man. Well, a great season. Looks like this thing's going to take off and go somewhere. We can't wait to get you back in a couple of weeks to start the full season. Give us some shout-outs and thank yous, and we'll let you celebrate and get things prepped up for next year.
Alrighty, yeah. Thank you to doing the broadcast. One of the good partnerships that we've had, and really appreciate it. Thanks to Scrub-A-Dubs coming back on board again for us moving forward for next season, so we're real excited about that. Obviously, car sponsors, Little Caesar, Solo Stove, Premier Fabricating, and Buddy's Race Equipment. The standards as far as we've been, for the last few years, thanks to the wife, and a little shout out to my dad down in Florida. Hopefully he gets a chance to see us put it on the podium tonight.
All right, man. Congrats on the win. Thanks for chatting with us, and I'll see you back in a couple of weeks.
Thanks, Roger. Be talking to you.
Reed Rundle picking up the win to close things out in the test/mini season. Let's look at our results from the final race of this test deal. Now it looks like it's going to take off, so I think we can kind of say that officially the Pavement Late Model Series is here to stay for a while. Rundle wins it. Johnson was second. Turnmeyer third. Brunner with a good run comes home fourth. Perry fifth. Page in sixth. Boyd seventh. Whitfield eighth. Dahl ninth. Gagliano 10th. 11th. Lewis. Lemanchik in 12th. Brees 13th. Doherty 14th. And Branham rounding things out. Branham had a tough night, and he ended things really, really early this evening. Don't forget to join us on Wednesday night. Aces Up. Big Track 410 Sprint Car Series. About round number 4 for those guys. We're going to see if Tim Smith can go three-peat, as he has won their last two. And we'll be back again on Thursday night with the Elite Performance Industries 410 wingless sprint cars. They've been a lot of fun to watch so far this season. Got a lot of different guys running at the front, and they battle pretty hard. Keep an eye on the page. We're going to be dropping up some announcements from Dirt Slingers as they've got their King of the Wing series kicking off on June the 20th. They will do a 305 wing sprint car race at Lima Land with the Tim Sims Front Row Challenge. And then Tuesday night, they will have their Raging Cajun ASCS 360 wing sprint car show. And then the 5th annual Jason Johnson Memorial on Wednesday the 21st. If the drivers compete in all 3 nights, they'll get separate points for all 3 nights and total up those points. And whoever that champion is will be crowned King of the Wing for 2023. So make sure that you watch for those announcements. If you want to register, we'll have links ready to go for everybody. But until then, guys, we appreciate you tuning in. Without you, there's no reason to do this. Without all these leagues, there's nothing for us to do. So we thank each and every one of you for spending your time and giving us the opportunity. Until we see you the next time.